Minnesota Sunny Puri Chidun Sobe Kudi Wo, Chicago da Madison Puri Chidun Sobe, Gabjur Tunjur da, Nyamrugi, Doza Chigdingane, Nidon Nisaksum Chindashive Tse Nishu, Resapubu Ni, Chicago Jana Shunzab Gitundo, Jamar Shune, Niajar Consola Tseme Sushi, Nienju Shamber, Tajik Dung Moguki Legu Bebe, Niendon Chokti.
Next, I would like to request Tibetan activist Mr. Jigme Okenla to speak a few words.
Oh, permit a long show. Long show, permit a long show. Samba Kyogido. Long Langido. Hachiorta. This is not a protest. This is not a protest. This is an uprising of Tibetans across the world fighting for justice and truth. This is not a protest. This is the voice of truth. His Holiness the Dalai Lama of Tibet. He turns 88 years in 3 months. 88 years. For 88 years, he's shown the world about peace, harmony, and compassion. For almost 88 years, he has preached and practiced compassion. And today, because of a 20-second edited clip, they are judging him. Some people even want to cancel him. But I tell them, it's useless pointing a torch or a flashlight at the sun. His Holiness is our beacon of truth. I want to talk a couple of things through the media. I want to talk about the event in Dharamsala, and then I want to talk about these people back here. A lot of people across the world just went out and tweeted something or reposted something and went back to doing their own things, going back to their own life. They don't understand the impact they have made. They don't understand what it does to our people, our history, our culture, our identity. What it does to a marginalized group of people who's fighting an oppressed government, who's fighting for their identity, for their language, for their culture. But it was just a tweet or a repost. So this is not a protest. This is an uprising to tell this world that we have our cultures, we have a history. If you do not understand it, do not force your culture on us. This is not a protest. It is an uprising for truth. It is an uprising for the people in Tibet who've been suffering for 64 years and nobody talked about it. It is an uprising for every Tibetan on this planet who believes and who knows and who understands His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We tell the world, nobody knows the Dalai Lama like us. But where was the media? Did they come talk to us? Did they come and clarify? Did they ask for our sources? They ran with clickbait titles. They ran with sensationalized footage so that they could get a couple of ratings. Life goes on for them. That's why this is not a protest. This is an uprising. It is an uprising to let the world know that we are not just victims, but we are survivors. They do not understand the Tibetan resilience. They do not understand our love, our loyalty, and our faith for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The world saw that in 1959, when these people came for His Holiness, we stood our ground. Today, we will once again show them that if they come for His Holiness, they will have to go through each and every one of us. And this is not a protest. This is a freaking uprising. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, this humanity should be lucky. Human beings in this planet, in this world, should be lucky that that we are all sharing the same era as such a noble leader. A leader that needs no justification. A leader that does not need to apologize, but he apologized because he knew that he hurt some people. He didn't apologize for the action because it was pure, it was warm, it was filled with love. A lot of us saw the clip of the little Indian boy getting blessings from His Holiness. All of us believe that this boy was lucky. All of us believe that this boy had done good in his previous life, that he was receiving such blessing. But that's not how the world saw it. Because how people project is what they have seen. And we, as Tibetans, we know there is sexual abuse in religious institutes. There is sexual abuse and child abuse by powerful people. But His Holiness the Dalai Lama, interaction with this child, a grandfatherly love, a cultural jovial prank, should not be compared to that. That's why when people talk about our culture, when people talk about our history, they erase everything that's us. And for 64 years, we've been telling the world that we are here. That we are 168 of our brethren, our siblings in Tibet, have self-immolated for Tibet's freedom. We are telling the world that 1 million of our children are being forced out of their homes and put into re-education camps. We have been telling the world, but they decide to write and talk about what they think our history should be, what they think that our narrative should be. That's why this is a uprising to tell the world that the Tibetans are not victims. We are survivors, and we will tell the world what the truth is. I can sit here and go for hours about what His Holiness has done for humanity. We could all count on it, but these people there don't seem to realize it. They don't seem to remember. They don't seem to understand the gravity of the situation when you have a totalitarian government who is moving a cyber warfare, and there are people who are just pawns in their hands. This government has spent billions of dollars putting in bots, putting in trolls, paying the media to be their mouthpieces. Today they are cashing out their checks. As Tibetans, all of you here, I would like to make a request. A simple request. Please indulge with me. I want you all to close your eyes for a second. Everybody, please. Please close your eyes for a second. Now visualize with me. What is the first image of His Holiness the Dalai Lama that comes to your mind? Gyarum Chiki Shere, Tangshu Kandes Jegido, Namachula. Please close your eyes and think about it. Take a moment to meditate. Kandes Jegido, Gyarum Chiki Shere.
With a smile, with a love, with compassion.
Today, there are people in this world who are attacking that. That you are seeing in your eyes, in your mind, that is being attacked. And this is not a simple attack. This is deep. It goes very deep. That's why we need this uprising. That's why we need Tibetans across the world to speak out in a peaceful manner about our history and our truth. I actually, we've talked about this, but it's important to mention that His Holiness the Dalai Lama's photo, he's praying to him, even mentioning his name, or even to a degree sending donation to His Holiness for prayers, was banned in Tibet. That would put a Tibetan to almost 10 years in prison. Recently, a week ago, for the first time in the history of this country, His Holiness the Dalai Lama was trending on their social media. For the first time in 64 years, the pictures of His Holiness were trending in China and in occupied Tibet. These were photos of the manipulated and edited photos. And a lot of us, we believe that we got messages from people inside Tibet who for the first time in 64 years were able to grace His Holiness's photo without retaliation. For the first time, they are happy. They are filled with joy. This government was sending out photos so that Tibetans would stop supporting His Holiness, but they do not know that we will never do that. No Tibetan worth its salt in this planet would ever condone His Holiness. What they did has been backfiring. It has been backfiring because, in a way, I want to say thank you for sending out the photos. Thank you for letting our 6 million sisters, brothers, and our siblings in Tibet to finally see the picture of His Holiness. Thank you for your stupidity. Thank you for always pushing on things that don't matter. Yet, at the same time, this planet is filled with people who live in the moment, who live for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And for them, as Tibetans, what we need to do is forgive them. Forgive them, but never forget. Never forget who they are. Never forget the friends we have. Never forget who's coming to stand with you. Never forget which faces you do not see from all those people who have been benefiting from His Holiness for all these years. Shame on them. Shame on them for not standing, not being here, for standing in the back and giving their weak support. That's why today I'm not coming here to thank any one of you, but I want to encourage everyone that this is a start. This is not the end, this is a start. We started an uprising from the streets of Lhasa, and we haven't stopped. And we will continue. We will continue because we have a commitment. We cannot fail His Holiness anymore. We have a commitment to bring him back to the Potala Palace. We have a commitment to reunite him with the Tibetans in Tibet. We have a commitment that the world will start understanding and justifying our truth. That's why when I say this is not a protest, you say this is an uprising. This is not a protest. This is not a protest. This is not a protest. This is an uprising. This is not a protest. This is an uprising. Regalo. 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 Long live. Long live. Long live. Long live.
Jidandi, and the number of Tamay Chala, Gambo Riri Yore, Gambo di Galia, Kosacho, Kutering Buneo shows Cheche, long live His Holiness Cheche Tisha Yore. Di Twin the Kari Shiwena, Kosakam Chimbucho, David, Loma Muchin Olia, Naranzo Pimitola, Yandi Yandu, Kakarina Shiwena, Kosacho. Kote, Kono Jada Josum but the Shogi is Cheshi, to stop there. Says the Tarindi and the Jukdiadi, Gambo Gala, long live Dalai Lama Shedi, Dusnam the Leve Tone, Posacho, Kutin Buniaki, Temdi Divi Tone, Animazudi, Tarindi, Duzum di, Jukdigi. So finally, we're gonna release balloons with the message, long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And this signifies that he will live long. He will live long. And we want to tell CCP that His Holiness the Dalai Lama will outlive the communist China. His Holiness the Dalai Lama will outlive the communist China. Pileta to Kambudi, Lugi, Tangasum Jave Tone, Lushagi, Andishola, Basic, Constitution could tell them a short Shiva Tone, I'm to joke digging, and number two, and then they gather last of the Chazan to Sula Ruserona, and this area. To Chugi, down to Kambudi Lugi, Jack, yeah.
Kalora manju kita mize nanglola thuji dine manjola thongyu yomara manju giro ta gyarum cheng ngara tugi phama re uti re chögi uti re ro sigi uti re ta ngara tugi semgi nishe de la ni gyami de thada budo thunju ta cheda gewe gi chik cha de ro di ani ta dila thring ine kenyen chosha ro changi ro chai do da di gale gale zambuling saja khawa do ine da Panda news in the Tawaina, Jik Pebegi, Shaja Yunde Rikshu, Dizula, any Nangshu, Dizula, Migi Tonga to Yaro Tonga, any Pevalana, Miss Sambu Handejime, Zambuling the Kaba Yahupa Dudo, and the Kanye Tosha, somebody Yasamala, being around to Kazi Chunga Kabla, Samba Q, Mejo, Chichaza, that Dinama does in the Yaro Chagre, somebody. The Anisons are somebody this village in Shurona, Martin around Chicago meditation ninja. Semba Tama Q Midu Nishu Midu Lido in a Mangupe Sungudra. Ani Marayana ordered some of this color, this Kuyamu Tanja, Mara, or Jones, some of the Pusobuda Kechumason. 이번에 소소한데 고대직 기우메기로 차디더라. 디레로야 초다간에 되게 정말 디레 중요하게. 아니 예 개치주디다 셈벌 흘리지 셈벌 기부지 개치주디 야로 문제 까든 간도 두버치더라. 아니 미세디 기우베 정글. 어디다이 아니 드림대 땅이 초다간에 배 단다 미니소라기 속도 ngawandogala ya pero na suyi kalau
Mr. Gao Chungune, Tirimonta Tenamanta, Duzum Chamber, Mayumore, number Zone, Mambo Tang, you couldn't want you in a lot of good to be engaged into Samara Toto, Dining Top and Tuji. 지금 저거가 소소 남발에 망소래 간다 가서 그것도 가서 가라서 뉴스치 되게 개점을 되게도 근데 처음에 첨부 중선 토제나
이마카시 생각 나올랑 라조 미네소라기 지진 소바이 귤레 이만 이숨스 나올라 갈레 베마시간에 귤레 상말로 인타반에 토제나스라 통문으로 쉐이라 근데 이만 상말로 야규시마신 나소 아니 나 미네소라 안다데 시간고 페마 통해 이제 베조터를 yapıyor다 로랑페야고 나서 참아서 투제 나왔다는 주의 아니 디 시하고 청소다 메르센 청소님들라 파주 대화 야부치는체 아니 차신도 정말 다른 야구면 빼마시 도를 상기도 거라 저와지 오늘 지켜서 아니 참고로 빼마시 투제 나왔다는 주의 어저도 도서지기 가상라서다 내가 직지 야부치는 유에라 다른 예사발디 야구지 도서 삼성 투제 나
아직은 이게 막 어디 통고 나한테는 깔로비나
대나서 다 마음벌에 다가내신 대하게 안주를 오시고요. 두채나
깔루치
와인데 러싱메라 라키오메 로니 냠유에 우사스라네 this 산에게 첩시네 아니 정말로라 닝다원데 도지체 아니 단다데 믹스에게 시가고 산에 미마초기 로타버시 항상야 드리는 게 돌아 아니 두고되다 두고 맨날 따다 대민들아 두고되다 되다 예버라 아니 거리 친구이 총민나무 저다 미마초 상마 이 갈로르지 냠로치네 다시 용해요 말에 단신에게 뭐이 다운타운을 라워 지금 다라이 믹스에게 좋게매 알아서기 공사초 이 안저기 뮤트네 칼로레 송조다 된데라 지고도스네 공발도스 마도아체라 랑렌다레 패키지 무르샤 믹스에게 안저다 라원 롱발 레이어라 진조로이나 카와이나 바이웨다 갸가다 안저 아리카에나라 남고나 고톰네 데데 누르치 무르샤 안저기 다리 다직 내당 교지로 좀에레 이네 지미진 내당 소를 인데치네 도서지리체 좀에디 따다 대민들아 남기 무트네 선에가 가와를 쉬고에나라 그나서 빙갸다 다 조보 정마여라 삼즈 미결 삼즈 게레 내한저기 도서지리체 안저기 배 게라서 가린 간데스 펜토더라 수수기 따와도 남저도 담만도 열에 토당 열에 라왕기 와라 토당 디열에 이네 라왕 따다 한스망수 디따다 배주치에디 빼 개침부르시 공사초 툴라냐 툴라냐체 아니 상로 갸침부치 상로 구영고 땅으로 치라 삼삼 융그레 파수 융그레 낭 수수 낭지가이나 빙갸다 파만 먹으면서 파수 뜻을 개점 마딕 줘봐 야마 융거래 이네 근데 강에 이제 태도고는 아니 칼로리 공사주 틀었냐 제로 아니 상로 갸침부 상로 고양 못 당한 지니라 안주기다 탑슬로 가르치 두두와 인지미지 랑세이 오마이 시용 디레샤 가샤나로 직치도 니치도 라 데데 마치오체 아주 동자 직디체 베케 좀 그러셔 아니 뮤트네라 산에 가와다 아주 시카고에나 메르센이나 미니소라에나 뮤트네 겹존나로나 동자 직디치네 데려나 나라인 정말로 대시들의 도지체
미세 강아도 쉬우시대요. 도지체 가이 쉬어요. 말인데 수수 내게 직차대요. 가제토도 최고야다. 수송원에 가리줘야 도배네. 최고야 돼 개중도. 말하지 나무 강아지 대 여기가 강아지. 직패 도비야. 가리네. 다들이 고리 쉬어야 매버체로. 내수들이 받디가다. 다다 위스콘신 가서 메디슨 소소하라 소소와. 독자 직디 고야 돼 개중도. 다다 독자 직디 메디가라. 개미기 문제라디 호란지 토나 캡산리아다 미세 타게나 시베나 민메 파르메교 데델레네 지조를 두시 쉬우기도 와 디스업사 쉬우는 거 알아줘와 호란지 두시 겸되겠다 바로데 가로 세력교야 차대도 와 지조고 다 고대버 소문 하시래 대리대수 뒤단에 도자 직디도네 대규 빼고야 제 아니 소송원에 로 독주랩시 여러분 이제 장리카다 자 이데스난 페와 때 디젤을 내게다 가지고 가면 따와 배제 가서 쉬게 디 결혼을 지금 겨우 가요 말았어 근데 지게 말았어 결혼을 배제도에다 배에다 가지고 내게 말았어 내게 가져가는 얘기였어. 그래서 내 남은 좀 되게 패거든요. 도지체도 쉬어야 말이네. 모국이 차례네 공사랑 나는 강에 가리 위협이나 패도 아니 네 다리 고마 당부라고 얘기한 거지. 디젤을 먹어봐. 제가 먹고 싶어. 네 계좌디 기미슈기 내라고 샤서만. 네 문제라 걸어지기 나네. 다만 저 타게도 버시나면 이게 카시 가비요. 잠시가 인지 마시면은 리서스. 근데 로요 되가 세마를 쉬고 보게. 인지 로 마시면은 리서스 되죠. 뒤에 쉬고 되기도. 아니 다 흉지고 매버제 결혼치를 먹은 뭐고 미다 흉 만나봐 되네 먹고도 와. 공중 믹스에 맛 되려도 되리. 디선에다 나라주 멤버 쫄라 개도 맞죠 예비네. 생슈 지는 내가 지게로 봐. 파종은 내가 지게 보죠 우라는 내가 지게 봐. 디선에 난주는 들도 말 봐. 난주기 내가 지게지 생슈 문에라 세와다 수수 배도에 돌아다 결혼치 돌아 살해나게 디답 게스 톱체기래. 디 간주 인지 미지 셈발라 냐고도 개미 멤버 망아 예비네. 난주 내가 지야디 갸체다 톱체도 디 미모국이 도나체도 디선 남아서 못네 나로나 니 다기 강가 쉬고는지 도서직이 요야디 개좀 쉬고도 와디 나주직 도서직이 요베나 개미가 쑥하게 네 그 듣지 말아. 네가 돈체 쉬야 족서 와. 네 고기도 매도 몰라라. 와. 네 아니 남아서 결혼치 무슨 쉬고도서 돈이 보시는 데스까가 아기고 요스 세네 마치스네 까드니 페도가 디가즈가 스마르죠.
감사합니다.
Jamli saye de lo que